Welcome to Karma's Harvest. Today, we share a story about the masks people wear and the silent strength of the ones we often overlook. It's a journey of a family divided by deception, only to be reunited by the truth in its most bittersweet form. In the suburban quiet of Oak Ridge, the Sterling family was often cited as a model of success. At the center of it was Caleb, the firstborn. He was the golden child, a high-flying corporate consultant, with a perfect smile and a penchant for saying exactly what his parents, Thomas and Evelyn, wanted to hear. Then there was Leo, the younger brother. Leo was an artist, a soul, who preferred the quiet solitude of a studio to the loud prestige of a boardroom. To his parents, Leo was the black sheep, unpredictable, unrefined, and in Caleb's careful whispers, a liability. Caleb wasn't content with just being the favorite. He wanted to be the only one. Over Sunday dinners and calculated private talks, Caleb began to weave a web of lies. He suggested Leo was struggling with substances, and that his art career was just a front for asking for more money. He staged a scene where a valuable family heirloom went missing, subtly pointing the finger at Leo's shady friends. The breaking point came on a cold Tuesday night. Thomas and Evelyn, fueled by Caleb's fabrications, told Leo he was no longer welcome. They didn't just ask him to leave, they severed the tie entirely, cutting him out of the family will and telling him that his presence was a stain on their reputation. Leo didn't argue. He saw the coldness in his brother's eyes and the disappointment in his father's. He packed his brushes and left without a word. For 5 years, Caleb enjoyed the spoils of being the sole heir. He leveraged his parents' credit to fund a lifestyle beyond his means, all while maintaining the facade of the dutiful son. But life has a way of testing the foundations we build. When Thomas suffered a debilitating stroke, followed by Evelyn's diagnosis of aggressive stage 3 cancer, the golden child's shine began to rust. Suddenly, the house in Oak Ridge wasn't a prize. It was a prison of medical bills and sleepless nights. Caleb, realizing there was nothing more to gain and everything to lose in terms of comfort, made a choice. He claimed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity required him to move to Singapore immediately. He left a list of nursing home brochures on the kitchen counter and stopped answering his phone. The parents were alone, broken by illness, and the sudden realization that their favorite son was a ghost. Through a mutual friend, Leo heard the news. He didn't hesitate. He didn't come back with "I told you so" or bitterness. He simply showed up. For 2 years, Leo moved back into his childhood. Bedroom, the same room he was kicked out of, and became their primary caregiver. He sold his paintings to cover the gaps in their insurance. He sat by his mother's bed during chemo and helped his father relearn how to speak. In those quiet hours of care, the scales fell from Thomas and Evelyn's eyes. They saw the son they had discarded for who he truly was, a man of profound integrity, and they saw the son they had worshipped for who he truly was, a hollow shadow. Before Thomas passed, he made one final phone call to the family attorney. When the end finally came, Caleb suddenly reappeared. He flew in for the funeral, dressed in an expensive black suit, wiping away performative tears. He expected to collect the keys to the estate and the remaining inheritance. After the service, the family gathered for the reading of the will. Caleb sat at the head of the table, already planning how to sell the house. But as the attorney began to read, Caleb's face turned ashen. The will had been entirely rewritten. Thomas and Evelyn had left everything: the house, the savings, and the family legacy to Leo. There was a specific clause stating that Caleb was to receive exactly $1, so that he cannot claim he was forgotten, but rather that he was remembered for exactly what he contributed. Caleb stormed out, shouting about unfairness, but Leo stayed. He didn't celebrate. He simply looked at the garden his mother loved and realized that while Caleb had chased the harvest, he had forgotten to tend to the roots. In the end, karma didn't just take away. It gave back to the one who had given everything when it mattered most.